All right, it's November. Let's go ahead and get set up for the month of November so we can have a great month. Hey everyone, glad you're here. This is Laura from Lime & Joy. Today we're going to go ahead and get that budget set up for the month of November. I know we're a little bit into November already, but let's go ahead and get that done so that we can have a good planned out month. And if that interests you, then go ahead and grab yourself something to drink, a cup of coffee, your planner, or simply a piece of paper, and let's get into the budget for today. I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of this beautiful coffee that my husband made. I'm such an advocate of do it at home and do it for yourself, right? Okay. So we are in November, super excited to go into November because it's probably one of my favorite months, November, December. I love all the holidays and all the things. For those of you that are new and don't know me, I'm Laura from Lime & Joy, and I'm a wife and a medical coder and a mom of 6, and I'm on a journey to become debt-free and break generational cycles of debt so the next generation can live and give like they were meant to. So if that interests you, then go ahead and please stick around and hit that subscribe button so that you can follow my videos on Friday for cash stuffings and on Mondays for quick tips and plans like this to get you all set up. Also hit that thumbs up button so others can find this video a little more simply, and hopefully they can be inspired and motivated to do their budget and get themselves on the right path. Okay, this is my simple budget planner, and as always, I was asked last time where you could find this. It'll be in the description below. I have a simple and extended. The difference is my simple is 1 page. My extended planner is meant to be printed back to back pages, so you have 2 pages for calendar, 2 pages for budget. It's for somebody who maybe budgets once a year. You're definitely going to want more space and room to write what you're doing in your cash envelopes and in your budget. Okay, so I have an overview for my yearly overview in my budget planner, and then I just updated my budget overview. I think this is a good place to start. Number 1, you need all your bills overview. You need to know what's coming out of your bank, and these are all coming out of, I have one bank. I mean, this is my first bank, and I have another bank where all these bills come out of, okay? This is really important when creating a budget. If you don't know where your money's coming and going, that's hard. Everything else should be budgeted, like gas and groceries, on the side, but auto pay your bills, in my opinion, is the best way to do it so that it's immediately there. I pay them all 2 weeks early, and I just set up my budget so that everything is always there early, okay? So that's the first thing. I also have my subscriptions laid out, and then as for my monthly calendar, I lay out when I get my paychecks. So if you have 1, 2, I have 5, I lay them all out and I color code them personally. So like my number 1 is green and so on and so forth. Then I want to think about big pictures. What are things I need to consider for the month of November? And that's what we're going to do right now. So things I wanted to think about was, well, it's Thanksgiving. That's a special occasion right here, right? Thanksgiving. And I love Thanksgiving. I was just thinking about how I could make it special. I always try to make it more simple so that I can be more present, so I can enjoy it more fully with my kids. And I asked my kids, what's your favorite thing about Thanksgiving? And they're so cute. I don't know if anybody else does this, but since I can remember, I always did it, and now my kids do it too, is they make butter. So I know this get a little jar and heavy cream, and you just shake it forever, it feels like, until finally it separates and butter it appears, and you empty the liquid, add a little bit of salt, add a little bit of honey, and you have butter for Thanksgiving dinner. So that's something that they thought was the best. And I thought, oh my goodness, all the expensive things I do, making butter is the top one on their list. I think that's fantastic. So, I love to hear what is some tradition that you do in your Thanksgiving, because I'm always looking for new fun things to do. All right, so Thanksgiving is definitely one to consider. Also, I have my 21st wedding anniversary coming up, so that's super exciting too. Budget updates, yes. So as I was sitting and discussing with my husband what I want to do for budget updates, I came into just this conviction of, I don't know, just really being frugal for November, and so did he, and so we're going to do it. So the first thing we're going to do is a no spend November. So this is meaning if it's budgeted, we can do it, but if it's not budgeted, we can't. So nothing extra. So for instance, I've budgeted a little bit of money for Christmas, so I'll probably spend that on Christmas. I've budgeted a little bit for Black Friday, so I can do it, but I'm not allowed to spend just a dime over what I have. allotted. So I got to really stick on track here. I've had some hiccups in October with some emergencies. And so I'm excited to hopefully go into November and strong and be able to do this. The next thing we're going to do, which is a little bit radical, but I'm excited about, is do a eat out of your pantry challenge. So I was thinking about, I'm going to go into the new year. What do I want? Well, I love like a fresh cleaned out freezer and a fresh cleaned out refrigerator and pantry. I don't like any waste whatsoever. And I was noticing these things where, you buy a little bit extra meat and you have a little bit extra in your refrigerator or freezer. And it starts to kind of build up maybe that can of, food that you never eat in the pantry. Well, I wanted to challenge us, and we talked to the kids, hey, we're going to do a eat out of your pantry challenge. And they were super excited about that. So my food budget, you'll see coming up, is really low. And I'm excited to challenge myself, other than I will be, getting a turkey, but really that's kind of it. I think I have everything else that I need for Thanksgiving, except for maybe some fresh vegetables. So that is that. I think that's all that. I don't think I have anything else to consider. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. I know we have a full busy November for rugby is going to be crazy, but that's already been paid for. So I think we're okay there. All right, so to save a little bit of time, I did fill out a little bit of the categories here and a little bit of the monies, but I will go ahead and explain them. First up is, like I said, you need all those bills overview. What is auto paid out of your account and what date it is. So again, just to review, I have all the dates of when it is. I just take these and I put it right here. And if anything pops up like it, kind of crazy, then I redo this budget. It was really good for about 6 months, and then I just added a few more things. Rugby is one of them. It's about $100 a month, and goodness, there was another thing. Oh, my car insurance amount changed because I had to add my college daughter back onto there because she's coming home for the holidays. So that changed. Okay. So because of that, I went ahead and do a new budget overview, and I listed out all my bills so that I made sure not to miss anything again. So we're going to kind of go over this. Tithing, I'm going to do, let's see here. Okay, so tithing, I'm doing at 11%. So let's see, 200 times 0.11. Okay, $12.32 for tithing. And for groceries, this is where it gets crazy. So normally I do, let's look back at my closeout, okay? Let's just see how bad it is here. I've done a $13.41. Let's see if I can find another one to show you. I've done, oh, I can't find my other one. Okay, well, I did $13.41. Okay, well, let's go off of that. Normally, it's about $1,000 in groceries, and I went over this one because I was traveling for emergency and I overspent. So, but we're going to be real extreme. Instead of do that normal $1,000, we're actually going to cut it in half. I know, this is crazy. $500. Now, before I did this, I went into my pantry and I said, okay, what meats do I have? And I wrote down all the meats. I said, okay, what like frozen vegetables or canned vegetables do I have? I wrote all those down. What starches do I have? I wrote all those down. And though it's not exactly what I want to eat, in the sake of trying to clean out my pantry and be frugal and put more money towards debt, and just really show the kids, it's kind of like a challenge that we're doing too, to get the kids excited, because I have some picky eaters that are maybe not as excited as the non-picky eaters. We kind of talked about it as a family. And as I matched up, starch, veggie, meat, starch, veggie, I'm like, oh my goodness, I have 2 weeks worth, which is crazy. We don't eat meat every day. We do it every other day to save cost and because some of our guts can't handle it here. So we do it every other day. Anyway, long story short, I was able to probably pull off for the whole month of November to eat only $500. So that's kind of exciting. Going to clean out that deep freezer and also be extremely frugal. So that'll be an interesting challenge. I will let you know how it's going along the way and the bumps and the things that I didn't expect. So that's exciting. My gasoline, it's been about $7.50. We're going to keep it at $7.50. Now, it's important to really, this is why you do your closeout. This is why your closeout is so vital and so important. See, here I had $9.53, but I looked at my bills and I know my gasoline was more expensive because I had to go and help my daughter. So I subtracted what I spent on that extra, and it was back down to $7.50, which is what it has been, the last few times. But I also think it's important during your closeout, let's see if I can find it here, to think about what goes over. So my cable bill went up to $128, and it looks like my Kohl's credit card to $125. And so we're going to change those accordingly. Cable we're going to just round up to $130. And the Kohl's, another reminder, I'm supposed to call and pay it. The little extra I had on the side that I wasn't able to use because I was on vacation and didn't have access to my money. Okay, so we will go ahead and put that there. And to carry on, so that's why you do your closeout, is to make sure that you can up what you need to up and lower what you need to lower, okay? So before we go on, let me get another bit of this coffee. It is nice and early here. And my kiddos are loud in the background, so if you hear them, sorry, but we have a bustling, busy weekend with the kiddos, and so I can smell the beautiful aroma of bacon and just breakfast being cooked out there, so I'm sure they're having fun, and I'm excited to join them soon. Okay, mortgage is $24.50. That stayed the same. The Cecile School stayed the same at $7.95. And then donations. This was Illuminations, which is a Bible translation, and Breaking the Chains, a combating sex trafficking organization here in California that fights it right here in the Central Valley. And so I wanted to donate towards that. So that total came to $75. I will put them in the link below if you're looking how to support something you're here in California and you want to keep, supporting those that are keeping our kiddos safe. It's an amazing organization to donate to. And again, it's a good tax write-off as well at the end of the year. Okay, subscriptions are going to stay at $80. Rugby goes to that $100 a month. That was an add-on. My electric Capital One bill, let's see, I think we are doing $250 now. I don't know if it was that last time or not, but because it actually went up a little bit with the heat and stuff. So, okay, phone bill, we're going to keep at $267. I had to add in my husband's student loan that came due for $500 a month. Car payment is $313. My ECU credit card, we're doing at $200. But if you've seen my last closeout, or my cash stuffing, I am changing my snowball to this credit card. So this is just the minimum payment, and then there'll be a snowball on top of it going to this one, which is super exciting. Very excited. My car insurance, that's the one that went up a little bit at $320. And my Home Depot card for $100. And then solar is my $169. Car wash of $32. Gabb Kids Phone, amazing Christmas present. I think they're supposed to have a Black Friday sale. I'm not sponsored to say this. I actually just really love Gabb Kids Phone. And the problem with the internet's just really out of control. And I have a few friends of kids who've been affected by it. And so if you're looking to get your kids something for Christmas, make sure we're choosing smart options. They also have a smart watch that you can talk and text and has no internet. So just keeping your kids safe, something to look into. I really love their products. Okay, pest control is going to get $40. Easy Loan will get $115. Sally Mae $250. Amazon $150. Water and trash $130. Vivint and Citizen Pay $104, and my Gardener for $120. Okay, so there was ups and downs, a little bit of changes here and there. I'm going to go ahead and add this up, and let's see what we're at. I'll just quickly do this for you guys, not to waste your time. All right, we have 9,337. Okay. All right, perfect. And we're going to go ahead and just subtract that 11,200 minus 9,337 is 1,863. Okay, so again, the first thing was to do all those bills. The second thing was to look and plan out our paychecks and think about what you're doing for the future. And the third thing now is to lay out the bills. You did that. Let's also lay out debt snowball, cash envelopes, sinking funds, savings challenges, and if we have anything left over, we'll probably add it to our savings challenges, but it'll be pretty close to everything, I think, all the monies. All right, so our leftover again is $18.63. Let's put that right here. That is from our bills. So our bills are now all paid, and that's how much is left over. Now, I don't want to discourage you. I would say for at least the first 15 years of my marriage, that leftover amount probably would have been $200 if I was good and frugal. Okay, $200. So I don't want you to just get discouraged in that. I want you just to plan it out. Right now, maybe it's only $50 on your debt snowball, and maybe you're doing 10, 20, 33 categories here and 3 categories here, or even just 1 and 1. That is perfectly fine. That is a good start. I think just starting to get in the habit of budgeting, regardless if you're low income, high income, middle income, it doesn't matter. It's really about having a plan. Let me get another drink of this. I'm sorry. I think I'm coming down with a cold. And so my throat is a little bit on the scratchy side. Please bear with me. All right. So we have $18.63. We're going to minus my debt snowball of $1,200. Now, if you've been around a while, my debt snowball was $1,400 before. And so here's a change. Unfortunately, with the increase in my husband's student loan of $500, it took a lot of that extra pay increase and a lot of that snowball that I was doing. The great news is that the increase happened last month and we're able to pay that, and it didn't take more, but that's just the way that it is. So now we have leftover of $663. Of course, I'm going to try to throw everything extra at my debt that I possibly can, which is why kind of the eat out of my pantry challenge happened, because I want to be strong and try to combat this instead of going, take the approach that I feel defeated. Instead, I'm going to be proactive in combating the changes in the budget. Okay, $663, I added up my eating out, and that was $300, my cash envelopes, excuse me. And I did lower these. So I think last month they were close to $400. Let's see, I'm just gonna be real honest. I wanna be transparent with you guys that when your budget changes, sometimes you have to do something accordingly. So my last cash envelopes was $420, and my last sinking funds was $190, and my debt snowball was $1,400. So when the extra money came, and I had to figure out where to pull it from, I just decided that we're going to be a little more frugal, a little bit more frugal here, a little bit more frugal there. Nothing extreme, but chopping off a little bit from all those little areas made it so that we had enough to pay everything. So the $663 left over minus the $300 is giving us the $363. That minus the $210, which is how much my sinking funds, my high priority sinking funds are, gave us $153, which is a little bit more than the leftover amount. So let's see, minus 128, $25. We're going to actually add 25 here. So we'll make this total of 153. And then we'll make the leftover amount of 0 here. Okay, so let's see what we do this. After bills, we have $18.63, debt snowball of $1,200. Okay, cash envelopes of $300, sinking funds of $210, and we decided to use all the money for my savings challenges of $153. This will go into my scratchers, into Christmas, into all those things. And sometimes I have a little bit more, and I'll let you know if that happens. But again, most of my leftover extra goes to debt and just a little bit extra to savings. Let's see if I did this correctly, and we're getting 0. Yep, awesome. So that is a zero-based budget. All my money has been planned out and has a home. And that's what's important for you to do as well. So make sure to do those 3 steps of looking at your bills, all bills overview. Step number 2, things to think about, and plan out your paychecks. And then 3, lay out your bills, your debt snowball, your cash envelopes, your sinking funds, savings challenges, and make sure it gets to zero. Every dollar needs a home. And then stick to your plan. Also, when doing your monthly budget, make sure you really review that closeout. That's no spend that I decided, the extra debt snowball, my plans and goals, kind of how the month went is a really good idea to look over so that you can move into the month with a better outlook. I also am going to update real quick my debt. We decided to do 1,200 this month on my goal for my debt. So we're going to put that right here. I like to look back and go, okay, look how the month is. I said I was going to do 1,400 last month. And with side hustles and things like that and bonuses, I was able to do 2,400. And the month before, I was able to complete my 1,200. So look at that. 2,400, 1,200, and now we have a goal of 1,200. It's really important to keep moving forward and making sure you just do one thing at a time and keep pushing past the hiccups and the ups and downs and have that positive outlook so that you can find where you can be, excel in your journey wherever that is. And I'm excited to start my new one that I just began, only 2 little jars. Each of them are $175. And so we're going to be able to really push forward and get this next debt going. All right, everybody. I want you to find joy in the journey that you're doing. And I'm going to put up some motivation. I just got some savings challenges paid off and some of this debt on a real faster directory of paying off things. It was really exciting. I'll put that video here that'll hopefully inspire you. If you're new to budgeting and all of this is like way overwhelming, I want you to start at the basics, and that is cash envelope stuffing. I'll put a video here. Watch it. It will set you up for success. All right. Take care.